My guest today is the legendary recording artist Crystal Gayle, the beloved country music icon whose reign includes 22 number one country hits, 4 top 20 pop hits, 6 gold albums, and 3 certified platinum, including We Must Believe in Magic, which was the first album by a female artist in country music history to reach platinum sales. And Crystal is a multi-award winner many times over, and she is also a Grammy Award winner for Best Female Vocal Performance, thanks to her timeless international smash hit, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue, a song that she even admits she has never grown tired of singing. And she was awarded with a star on the fabled Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2009 and was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry in 2017 by her sister and Opry legend, Loretta Lynn. But Crystal has a newly released single, Sentimental Journey, a collaboration of the Glenn Miller Doris Day hit with the Glenn Miller Orchestra and marking the 80th anniversary of Glenn Miller's Army Air Force Band. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome country music superstar and icon, the one and the only Crystal Gayle, to the show. Welcome, Crystal.
Well, thank you. It's great to be with you.
Well, you have had such a star-studded career over the years. What have been some of your favorite moments?
Oh, there's been so many. I got to go to China with Bob Hope. I did the Muppet Show. I've flown on the F-16 and the F-15. So I've had some nice things happen.
Well, I was looking back over your musical career, and of course, everyone knows your signature song. And that particular song, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue, was one of the rare country songs back in this, I believe, the late 1970s that actually crossed over onto the pop chart. How overwhelming was that success in 1977?
It was a lot of success. It was a song that, I knew it was a special song. I didn't know how special, but I wanted it my first single off of my album. And I had to do a lot of talking because the record company wanted an up-tempo. And I said, no, I really want this. So they did, and I'm sure they're glad they did. It's a song that I don't get tired of singing, like I've said before. But it's a song that, it says so much and so little. It's got a lot of feeling to it. And Richard Lee, the writer, he's so great. He's a great singer. He's written a lot of songs. He actually wrote my first number one, I'll Get Over You. And then to go on and write Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. And I'm just so glad we got it.
Well, back in the day, to me, it was with country music, the 1970s, the 1980s, and the early 90s. Those were some of the best songs that had the best hooks in the song. It's something I don't really hear and see a whole lot too much in modern day country. And, those hits just keep on going. And so that was 1977. Fast forward to, let's say, 1992, when you collaborated with Eddie Rabbitt on You and I. How surprising was that hit for you?
I was so happy that Eddie reached out to me. He said, I have a song. I'd like to see if you can do some harmony. And I called Eddie and I said, I can do a little bit more than harmony. And went into the studio. Eddie had already had his vocals recorded. So I went in and put mine to his. And it was really a first take on that. David Malloy, who said, sing it. And then I said, he didn't want me to sing certain parts over. So if he wanted something fixed, he said, let's just do this line.
Well, how instrumental was producer Alan Reynolds to your career in the very beginning?
Alan Reynolds was somebody I thought I'd never find in Nashville. It was someone that wanted my opinions, wanted me to love the song as much as he did. And he said, you're going to sing this song, so you better like it. And I was used to people saying, this is what you're going to record, this is what you're going to do. And he was incredible and just a great song person. He knew a hit when he heard it. And he actually was the one that found Brown Eyes. And Richard was actually sending it to California for a couple people to listen to. And he said, "You're not going to send that anywhere."
Well, I always love the stories when if it's the producer or the artist fighting over songs and saying, "No, don't let so and so have it. I want that song." And it's amazing that you chose that type of tempo of a song to be released as your first single, because I know how record executives can be. They always want that up tempo to send the brand new album off with a bang, but you kind of broke that cycle.
Well, it was a special song to me, and I wanted it my song. And at that time, a lot of the artists that they would listen to all the new albums that came out, and they'd find a song and they'd record it. So I thought, if I want to this for mine, I'm going to have that the first one.
Well, how much did Alan play a role in actually shaping your identity as a singer?
Well, Alan had his own studio, which was called Jack's Tracks. Now it is called Allentown, in honor of Alan, and Garth Brooks owns it now. And so it's something that he let me go in the studio. I'd sing a song over and over, but he'd say, "Now sing it in different ways to see what you like about your voice." So he was helping me, discover it and not just getting out there and belting. If a song didn't need that belting, I could lay back a little bit.
Well, were you surprised that some of your hit songs actually crossed over onto the pop chart back in the day?
I was happy. And I'm happy in the sense that I'm glad they would allow a country singer to cross over, and the same within country. Nowadays you can cross over from pop into the country.
Well, into the 1990s, you started singing many different genres of music. Why did you want to explore new musical genres?
Well, I grew up singing everything, and I grew up in Wabash, Indiana. I was about 4 when we moved from Kentucky. So, I was in the school choirs, I was in the swing groups, I was, singing with my brother's country bands, I was singing with my friends' rock bands, just having fun. When I started recording, I really didn't think I had to change um, the way I was singing and what
Really?
styles, singing everything. Well, country music is definitely my love, my first love, and it was just something that. Country is filled with all different styles too. I mean, you can have the blues with country, you have the gospel with country, and it's just and nowadays it's a little more pop or a little more rock music with the country. So it
Well,
all works.
well, are there any current artists right now that you would love to do a duet with?
Oh, of course, all of them. There's so many great singers out there.
Well, you have a brand new single debuting, Sentimental Journey, with the Glenn Miller Orchestra. How did that collaboration come to be?
Well, I was asked if I would like to sing on one of their songs, one of their tracks for their album, and they mentioned "Sentimental Journey," and I just love that song, and to be with the Glenn Miller Band. I mean, that's so special. And my band leader, Jay Patton, when he graduated from college, he actually went on the road with the Glenn Miller Band at the time. So being with the Glenn Miller Orchestra on this great album is wonderful.
So, are you planning to do some dates with them for this song and maybe others?
Who knows? I never say never.
It's amazing that your career is full of so many highlights. Um, to think back of all of the awards, the massive hits, the successful albums, do you ever look back thinking, "Wow, how did that all come to be?"
When I was putting together my exhibit for the Country Music Hall of Fame, I was going through all these things and everything, and I was like, wow, I should be tired because we did so much. If I could have done all the television that was offered me, I mean, I wish I could have. It was just right and left, and I hated to say no, but I needed two of me at that time.
Well, your voice is timeless, and you could sing anything. That I think that's why you're so beloved as an artist, because it's not just country, it's not just pop. I mean, here you are with the Glenn Miller Orchestra, and that's really something that suits your voice to a T. I mean, any plans of doing a whole album with that type of music?
Well, we haven't talked about it, but it's a wonderful project. And of course, through the years, I have recorded, as you said, different types of music, and I just love that style of music and songs. As singers, as you said, Doris Day had the main hit on that years ago, and I loved her voice, and I loved, it's those type of songs too. You're almost acting in them. You can, when you're singing it, because a lot of them were made for the movies, for different songs. And I'm a sucker for all that.
Well, do you have any acting in your future?
Oh, I laugh too much. I can't keep a straight face. I did Second City in Canada, which is like the Saturday Night Live, and I got to work with John Candy. And I mean, I don't know how many takes we had to do with him because I could not look at him without laughing. I even laugh now when I'm thinking, it was just so funny. He was just so great.
John Candy he will always be a comedic legend.
Yes.
And I think the whole world misses John Candy. And for you to
I,
even have the opportunity to work with him, that is an incredible memory.
it definitely an incredible memory.
Yeah, probably a lot more fun than the Muppets.
Well, they were different. I got to sing with a lot of critters on the Muppets. Miss Piggy wouldn't work with me. She said no way was she going to be on the program. So, but I actually took my mother with me, who, when I told her I was doing the Muppets, she couldn't she couldn't stand it because she wanted to see Miss Piggy, and she came on the set to meet my mother.
Wow, Miss Piggy has a jealous streak, so
Yes,
I can see why she didn't want to appear on camera side by side with you.
it was a great time. Jim Henson was incredible.
Well, what do you have coming up for 2024 besides releasing this brand new single, Sentimental Journey?
Well, we've been working in the studio doing some different projects, and I'm on the road doing some dates. And I'm at this time in my career. I don't do a lot of planning, and maybe I should, but it's I spend time. I love spending time with my grandkids. I have a 20-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. Big difference here. Doing different things.
Well, you still look fantastic. You still have one of the most wonderful voices that we love to listen to on a regular basis. And I can't wait to see what other projects that you come up with. And who knows, since you love to laugh, maybe there's going to be a comedy coming your way that'll fit you perfectly.
That sounds good to me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Glenn Miller Orchestra and Crystal Gayle's new collaboration of the Glenn Miller Doris Day hit, Sentimental Journey, this year marks the 80th anniversary of Glenn Miller's Army Air Force Band. And this album celebrates the 80th anniversary of Miller's Army Air Force Band, brought to life by the Glenn Miller Orchestra, of course. And this is an all new recording of 15 of Miller's top hits and fan favorites, marking the first recording of his orchestra with the string section. And for all things Crystal Gayle, you need to head over to crystalgayle.com for her music and tour schedule and so much more. And Crystal, I have to ask, do you still have your famous gift shop?
No, I don't. We it's been a few years we had it for 20 some years. And it's I have a lot of respect for people in retail. It's not easy. For me it was easy because I could shop. Yeah. But it wasn't it was harder on my husband and all the business people in it.
Wow. Now, and I understand too that also at crystalgale.com, you also have merch available for all of your fans.
Oh, and we have everything on there. We have fun. We love being on the road. I meet so many great people, great fans that I call friends. And I know when I'm going to be in a certain area, I'm going to see them and be able to visit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the timeless, ageless Crystal Gayle. Get her brand new single, Sentimental Journey, with the Glenn Miller Orchestra. You're going to fall in love with it. Look, for all of you fans of Crystal Gayle, she could sing the phone book and you would buy it because she just has the voice. And Crystal, again, I want to thank you so much for your time today and much success to you with the new song and upcoming projects.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching and listening. And remember, again, head over to crystalgayle.com for all things for her music, tour schedule, as well as merch. And as for me, hey, I'll see you next time.